enough. All right, now, hey, we're live streaming on the net and we're on the radio, Jimmy. We're good to go. Hey, friends, pleasant evening. Welcome to Lions Live on the only network built by the players for the fans, Forever Lions Network. My name's Skip Dreibelbis, and the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy, and big dude, Stephen Davis, and Yaacov Yisrael should be joining us here shortly talking some Penn State football. This is not a podcast, and this is not pre-recorded. We're live here, so you get to hear us and all our foibles and mistakes and everything like that along the way. But it's a lot of fun, and we're so thankful to be out here talking about a great Penn State win from last week, Jimmy. Was that an awesome win? Does that talk about a team that should be in the top four or what? You tell me, brother.
Hey, we've been talking about perseverance all year, about the squad sticking together. You know, they went out there and they was down early. I remember I tweeted something. I think it was like 27-7 or something like that. They just scored a defensive touchdown. And I tweeted and I said that it might look bleak right now, but I still have faith that Penn State was going to pull it off. I just love the way they was fighting. We just had a couple of mishaps early, but in the end, you know, we was victorious. So I can't complain about that. I can't complain about us going through.
How's that? That's resilience, man. I mean, bouncing back.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that myself, and I was like, wow, that was. I mean, it's really discouraging. You thought, man, we're heading to halftime here, and you know things weren't shaping up too well, but they pushed on that gas that second half.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, for them being such a young team, we've been watching it week after week. We've been watching those guys fight. I mean, I love that. I mean, so what else can we say? I mean, my only concern is right now is, you know, it's like, should we sit back and just appreciate the fact that we're going to the Rose Bowl, or should we feel a certain way because we should be in the playoffs? What do you think about that?
Well, I don't think we were done right. I think that there's some people who got some prejudices in mind here with Penn State, because if you look at Washington's schedule, you look at Penn State's schedule, as far as signature wins go, Penn State, they beat the team that's in the top four. They're ranked number 2.
Uh-huh.
Now, okay, what's that say? I mean, that says a lot, I think, and we're not there. And, on top of that, I forgot. We actually won our conference, and Ohio State didn't. I guess that doesn't mean anything. It just doesn't add up right, man. I mean, I'm a little bit ticked about it. I don't think it's right. I think they were done dirty, and, you know, who, why, I don't know, but all I can say is 4-letter words, NCAA. You know? That's what
the acronym, actually, but you know what? I got you. So when you're killing us, then I got to say it's a 4-letter word, NCAA. That's not a word, but
acronym. Okay, my acronym. I think it's a curse word, man, because the NCAA has done Penn State dirty for so long. I mean, from the start of any of the silliness here at Penn State to even now, the NCAA has not done Penn State right. Somebody has an axe to grind. It's a personal thing, and
I think for me, Skip, what it is just like what you said. If you look at Washington, they won a conference, right?
Yeah, Pac-10 champ.
Okay, so they won a conference. You know, Clemson won. Yeah, Cleveland won their conference. Of course, Alabama won their conference for the most part.
Sure.
You know, and like you said, Ohio State didn't win theirs. But what they did was Michigan was favored to win our conference. And they beat Michigan late in the year.
Right.
So that automatically, I guess, Ohio State was ranked number 3 and Michigan was number 2, I believe, when they
That's
lost
correct.
to. You know, so then that's when they made the jump. For the most part, if Michigan wins the game, Penn State's not in the conference, you know, playing for the Big Ten championship game. That's already established, right?
Right.
And most likely, you know, Michigan is up there. What I don't like about the situation is, obviously, Ohio State came through. They beat Michigan. Now that propels Penn State to go play for the Big Ten championship game versus Wisconsin. And then we go and we beat Wisconsin in the championship game. We win the Big Ten, but Ohio State is still ranked higher, you know, because they just beat number 2 Michigan. I understand that and I get that. But what I don't understand is if Ohio State did everything that that Penn State just accomplished, and they were ranked number 5th, the NCAA, the college, the people who make the decisions and so on, whoever that is, would have made sure that if Michigan or Ohio State were ranked number 5 right now, that somehow, some way, they will be ranked number 4.
Sure.
Will the same thing happen if Penn State, if it wasn't Penn State and it was Ohio State or Wisconsin or what's the name, or Michigan? What would it have changed? And I believe that they would have changed. Now I understand that, because even then, like right now, I was on Twitter already, talking crap to a few of, guys who I played in the NFL with, who went to USC. And while we bantering at each other, not one time did they talk ball. They didn't talk ball. They talked strictly Sandusky, strictly.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's silliness.
Yeah. So it's like, and even when we won, it's like that's all they bring up. And for me, I just played with it a little bit here and there and so on throughout the year when we talk about it. First off, my thing is this: I sympathize, and my heart goes out to all the kids and stuff that was affected. Sure. And I'm not saying, and I don't know how to phrase this to make it where it doesn't sound, crazy for the most part, to where I don't want to, make it like stereotypes or nothing like that. So what I will say is, there's so many different ways I want to say this, so please follow me here. I feel that, I don't want to make it about race or nothing like that, but I feel that Penn State is obviously being mistreated. And no matter how much time they are incarcerated or have to hang their head, just like example Michael Vick. He paid his debt. He went into he tried to come back. He tried to be a model citizen. He continues to be a model citizen right now. He's not around animals. He's not around dogs. He's a family man. He's doing that and so on. But no matter what happened, he's still going to be the guy who killed dogs.
Right.
You understand? And it's following them.
Let me add this one too, though. Contrast that though with Ben Roethlisberger. Hello? Okay, you remember him hiring troopers to go out of town and rapes and whatnot, some guys get away and get off with it, and other guys still carry the sack of shame,
Yeah, and like I said, I don't want to make it about a race thing.
I know that, but fair is fair.
I understand. But didn't we just have a Stanford guy get in trouble, and he raped a girl, admitted it, and the judge said that he didn't want him to mess with his life and so on.
Yes, oh yeah.
And he had house arrest.
Crazy.
When Sandusky got caught at Penn State, he wasn't even on staff.
Right.
He was volunteering.
Right.
Mike McClure, he was volunteering with the Special Olympics, and he just so happened to get caught in the shower.
Well, but
he was volunteering. He wasn't on staff.
Let's back up beyond that. You see, you have to understand, this is over a much longer period of time. Stories get embellished. Even, get this, Michael McQuarrie's testimony was completely disregarded by the jury at the Sandusky trial. All right, he did not get convicted on any of the counts that McQuarrie testified to, which obviously questions the story was embellished. Because the first time he testified, nothing came. At 10 years later, all of a sudden, wow, it's amazing how memories get better over a period of 10 years, isn't it? And all of a sudden it gets embellished, and all of a sudden it blows up on everybody. And listen, the whole thing was a shame. Okay, I don't think anything was handled right from the very start regarding the treatment of anybody. But the fact of the matter is it had nothing to do with the football program, right? It shouldn't have nothing to do with Penn State or the football program. I'm with you, Jimmy. I'm with you. But these people, they don't have anything else to hang their hat on. So this is what they do.
But even when it comes to that, even when you break that whole thing down, it's still like, what else can we do? Like, okay, well, we found out it hit the airways for the most part.
Yeah.
Coach Paterno, rest his soul, passed away.
Yeah.
Mike McQuarrie got just an additional $12 million and so on.
That's a bunch of silliness too.
Yeah. We paid the victims, You know, people who had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there isn't one person from Penn State that was there that had anything to do with that has the job.
Right.
Secretaries, equipment guys, you know, doctors, the coaching staff, you know, weight room guys.
Yeah.
What all those guys, they don't have families either.
Yeah. Yeah.
All those guys are gone. Yeah. You know, my college roommate who was Gus Felder. Can you like my college roommate? He was, you know, he just got on staff. He got fired. So he got fired now, but you know, God works in mysterious ways because guess what? Now he's the head strength coach, and now he's the head strength coach in Miami.
Right.
You know, Jeremy Scott left, and he's out there, and he's the strength coach in what's the name at Temple. You know, and they just won their conference and so on, and you know, got a trophy and so on. So you know, so he's still having. I mean, people still having success. But what's bothering me about it is when is it gonna get let go? They don't talk about. With the president of the NCAA is Syracuse alone.
Oh, gee.
Right? But what happens is when that whole thing went down with the Syracuse basketball team, with the Bernie fine or whatever his name is and so on, the University of Syracuse, Syracuse University issued a statement to ESPN, and they basically said if ESPN continues to say Syracuse University or University of Syracuse, when it comes to this, you know, rape case and everything else, or child molesting case, that they're going to sue them.
Oh, wow.
And I was waiting for Penn State to do the same thing, but they never did it.
Well, Jimmy.
So every time this whole thing goes down, instead of them focusing on the person that did it, they focus on the whole university.
Right. Well, when this whole thing was shaken down, Jimmy, and I, you know, Big Dude and I were, a lot of us were talking. A lot of us did not say anything. Myself personally, I grew up, you know, with a paternal family. I went to elementary school. Jay was my holder as a kicker, and you know, from elementary school all the way up through. We all played ball together. The Sandusky family was my neighbors. We played backyard ball with them all the time. You know, I've been in their homes. I knew all these people, and this whole thing was a witch hunt. It was a witch hunt. It's like the Salem witch trials. You yell, scream witch, and you know you can't accuse a person of anything more sick than what went on here. And the problem up here is the Penn State has spineless people. You know, this is what disappointed me the most. You know, Penn State teaches public relations. You figure they had to have somebody smart in public relations, right? Penn State is a law school. You think it'd have some good lawyers, right? They had none of that. It collapsed. Look what happened here. This place, the moment this started to shake down, Penn State only had to do something simple. All they need to say is, we have no comment. We will cooperate with law enforcement. We'll do our own internal investigation. And at such time, should we need to make any adjustments in personnel, we will do so. Until then, we have no comment. That's all you had to say. There'd have been no riots. Joe wouldn't have been fired. None of this silliness would have gone on. Penn State could have done its own investigation. All this, nothing would have shaken out the way it did. But Penn State, and this is what upsets me more than anything with Penn State. Penn State capitulates because they're a pack of liberals up here, man. These people want to be politically correct all the time with everything they do, especially when they try to hire people, namely in athletic departments. All right, we don't try to find excellence at a position to hire. We scrape the bottom of the barrel. We find athletic directors who run programs into the ground at other schools, but you know what? They fit the criteria they want. They are PC. They are the right gender. They're the right orientation or whatever. Okay, that's what Penn State wants to throw up in front of everybody, saying we're PC, we're PC. You know, that's not what it's about. It's about doing the stinking right thing here and trying to find excellent people to make this school excellent. And Penn State dropped the ball on this a long time ago, and it's because of trustees who don't have a clue. It's all nepotism and cronyism. It's all who you know. It's all buddy, buddy, buddy. And when a crisis comes, we find out all the king's horses and all the king's men are men without spines and women without spines and don't have a clue and have no common sense. And my name's Skip Dreibelbis, and I approve this message.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Skip, calm down, man. You calm, man. You thought you about to have a heart attack.
Oh, man, I guess my
blood
pressure.
Calm down. It's all right, man. We'll stop. We're going to the Rose Bowl right now.
Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad. You know, this is the type of stuff it got me. I saw this happen, and I'm like, what on earth? You know, I'll tell you what, man. I'm thankful that God is holy and He's just, and He will make right all the wrongs, wherever they may be, whatever, who did what. It'll all come out, and you can't get away with nothing in Him. So, however it comes out, the great day, we'll just stand by and wait and see. Because, like you say, the Lord works in mysterious ways, brother.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like I said, just like what you said, man, it's behind us. I think what happens for me the most is these kids, you know, most of them, maybe the seniors, have just a little bit that they've been through, you know, from the past when we were dealing with the sanctions and, you know, the blemishes and people coming at us and stuff. But, you know, why keep punishing, you know, kids in, you know, a program now who has nothing to do with it? Right. You know, they didn't have anything to do with it, you know. Right. And I always, it bugs me because Sandusky, in my 5 years there, Sandusky wasn't my coach.
Right.
You know?
Oh, so yeah, one of those things is that, though. You're on D. So
yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like even when the whole thing went down, it was like, well, hold up, they took Coach Paterno's wins away and everything else back in the day. I'm just like, so they basically just erased the whole time that I was at Penn State before they decided to give it back. And keep in mind that had nothing to do with like Sandusky coached me my redshirt year. Right. That's it. You know, so it's not. I know Tom Bradley. That's my guy. I mean, I know Sandusky, but yeah, I know him from, you know, from the second mile and different programs and stuff that we volunteered and stuff at, and did my internship there and stuff like that. But I don't know him as a you know, a defensive coordinator and everything else. Right. You know, I didn't have a chance. So now it's like, keep in mind, I left there. I arrived there in '99. I left in 2008, and in 2000, Sandusky was done. Yeah. So here it is. You know, 16 years later, this current team is still here in Sandusky now. Right. Well, that needs to. And that's not fair to those. And that's not fair to those kids, because if you look at it, you know, none of those kids is. We might have a few of those kids who was, you know, 4 or 5 years old. Right. Because I don't think it's anyone on the team that's 20, 21. Right. You know, so 16 years ago, you know. Yeah. They wasn't even thinking about college. Right. Yeah, they were just playing backyard ball as kids, you know. I'm with you, Jimmy. It's not, you know, I'll tell you who I really felt bad for is the kids caught up in the middle of this and the sanctions and stuff like that, man. I mean, that wasn't fair to them either. You know, these guys came here with hopes and dreams, and to have everything ripped and gutted out like it was here at Penn State, crippling effect of sanctions for recruiting. None of it made any sense. But again, see, the NCAA is still all about the politically correct silliness. It's not a matter of common sense. It's not a matter of doing the right thing. We want to put on a front to these people. It's all about the front. It's all about perception. It's all about, you know, smoke and mirrors is what it really is, Jimmy. These guys have no substance. These people have no substance. It's all about putting on a show for people and how you're perceived. Because people think. The only thing, even with that, with Skip, only thing I worry about with that is, you know, like obviously, you know, Penn State and that staff, you know, those people were family. Right. You know, and like I said, I'm not even talking. Let's stay out of the football field. Right. You know, it's from what bothers me is when common sense is missing. You know, so understand this. Well, basically, what I keep getting is, not only did Coach Paterno know, but the whole coaching staff knew. The strength coaches, the weight room, the secretaries, and everything else, and so on. And everyone turned a blind eye. Mm. Like that just doesn't make sense to me. So understand what my point is. When I sit back and like, what about the receptionist? What about the secretaries, the people who had kids in school and college and everything else? I understand kids got hurt, but what about the people who had nothing to do with it? Okay, let's just hypothetically say that Coach Paterno, which I totally don't believe that he knew, but let's just hypothetically say that he knew. When did Coach become God, and when did he become, the law office? You know, he can't, put Sandusky in jail. And then it's not like he went in there and testified that he didn't do it or anything else or so on. So it's like, what I got, it was a third-party situation. Unless he walked in himself and saw him himself, what can he do?
That whole thing, that whole scenario, brother, is beyond strange.
But then on top of it, like I said, that whole staff, that whole building, the being there in college when we as young kids and everything else and so on, you learn, you know people, so it's like one of those things. How did everyone have to get fired and so on, and so many people have to lose their job and everything else? So that's just outrageous.
It is.
So it's just even with all that being said, I love the fact that we finally made a good hire. I love what Coach Franklin is doing with the program, him and his staff. I love the perseverance that our young team has. They're doing a great job. And still, obviously, we still have some concerns, but the concerns that I have be overshadowed by the heart and the effort that they play with.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm just being honest with you. I think, me personally, Penn State hasn't played a complete game yet to where they can go out there and they can beat, Alabama on a national stage.
Great. It'd be a great game. I can tell you what, it'd be a great game to watch.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Penn State is good. They're solid right now, but they can't compete with Alabama right now. But the fact is, I think I would have loved to see that battle.
Sure.
Now, me personally, I think that we could beat Wisconsin on a good day, and we have. Yeah. I think we could beat Clemson on a good day.
Oh yeah.
I think we could, and I think we could beat Ohio State on a good day.
Yeah.
Because we have.
Yeah.
So, and Washington, if we had a chance to, I think on a good day we could beat them.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they're definitely contenders. They're definitely contenders. The system out there is obviously skewed and flawed. I don't think they'll ever find a way to make it equitable. I don't think they want to. I think they just want to keep playing their games and always having somebody somewhere they call it a committee, can step in and say something or create an idea and make it work to go their way. So, we live with it. But you know what? I think Coach Franklin and the team's handled it exceptionally well. The best part is, they're thankful. They're going to a Rose Bowl, a great bowl game. I think they're going to win this bowl game against USC. Wouldn't be surprised if they do exceptionally well with that, and maybe can make a real statement again.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how it shakes down here. But it's been a great season for Penn State. I think this is going to really help recruiting going forward with what's been going on as well. And I'm glad to see it.
I think the only thing we need now, I think we're still missing a few scholarships, right?
I'm not sure if we're back to full strength. I think we are back to full strength now.
Are we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's going to help us big time. Then this past season is going to help us big time with recruiting.
Right.
Because now it's a toss up between us, getting the talent that we was losing to Ohio State, being so close.
Right. Everybody's going to look when you look to the East Coast now, you're going to like, well, hey, there's Penn State, and they can pass around on. I mean, don't get me wrong. A kid gets offered a scholarship at Michigan. That's something to seriously consider. Wisconsin as well. These are all good. Big Ten's got the toughest conference in football right now, and I think it'll stay that way for a while. I don't think Alabama's the only team down in the SEC. I think right now that is consistently strong every year and going to be a contender. But the others, they're kind of all over the place, Florida State's good, in the ACC on that side of the ball as well. But around here on the East Coast, Penn State.
Yeah, but they weren't. Florida State wasn't consistent this year either.
No, they weren't. They weren't. I thought if they would have been, I think they.
And neither was Florida, Miami. None of them was really consistent.
Yeah, the other SEC teams and the ACC teams were just. I don't think they had it this year. Florida State was, I think, is probably the strongest one of all, but they couldn't be consistent. They couldn't put it all together when they needed to. They did in a few games at the beginning of the season, but they showed too that they can just they're on one day and off another. And you can't if you're going to win, you can't do that. But I can say this: Alabama on a bad day is good. They're that one team on a bad day they play good ball. And I think it's just a tribute to Nick Saban. He's that type of coach, and he has that type of a program down here that like I said, on a bad day, they're playing good ball. When they have it all together, man, they're just not stopping them. And I don't know if that'll change down there because, I mean, he just, as long as Nick Saban's coach, I think you're always going to see that with Alabama.
Yeah, yeah. You know, Alabama was winning the game by, 30, 40 points or something, and he was upset going into halftime.
Right. Yeah,
I was like, wow.
He's a perfectionist, man. He wants to step on the gas and keep it going. So, but you know, it's interesting. It's interesting. I personally like the type of ball Alabama plays, man. I like it when you try to get the big boys up there and you just pound it on a running game. You just run it all day long until you have to pass.
Yeah, Alabama's just playing at a different level, and you know the problem is what it's more like the Patriots are doing and so on. And, you know, no matter who it is, like because Alabama might have like a solid running back and so on right now, but even in the past, but it's really no standout guys. It's team effort all the way around.
Yeah.
You can't name 3 good guys. I mean, I'm not knocking them because they're all playing good ball. But like I said, the focus is team ball. Just like for the most part with Penn State. You know, Penn State's been doing a much better job of playing team ball. You know, don't get me wrong. You have Trace, you have Saquon, but this last game, I was more impressed with our receivers and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I always gave, Wisconsin props. I always thought they had the best defense in the Big Ten. But my God, were their cornerbacks exposed this last game?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, like I couldn't even believe it. I was like, well, how have they been so good up front and the linebackers and everything else and so on? Because I know Penn State has decent, wide receivers and so on, but I didn't think it would be like, it was clear, it's like night and day.
384 yards passing with Wisconsin.
Yeah,
man, that's good. Total yards 435. We're it's quite a game. Not as much running though. 51 yards running. Contrast though to Wisconsin was playing their game. Their game is run. They had 241 yards rushing. They attempted it 49 times, averaging about 4.5, almost 5 yards a rush. We were only averaging 1.8 yards per rush. So they keyed on Saquon Barkley. They really tried to key on him. And when they did that, that's when we had opportunity with McSorley to be able to make the passing game work. And that's what really helped win that game.
Sorry, I had to tell you I'm in the barber chair. I'm getting the lineup right now, trying not to mess me up.
Hey, you're getting your beard trimmed.
Yeah, with the razor too.
Oh, really? Whoa. Hey, man, you got something really cool going on. I want everybody to know about it because the time's running short here. It's the holiday season, folks. And what better time of year to give? Well, I'll tell you what. The Grizz is a man of integrity, a man with a huge, big heart. He loves people, and he knows of a family that is in dire need here, and he's giving of himself. And I want everybody out there to know what you're doing, Jimmy, because everybody can jump on out there and help contribute to this, try to help this family through this difficult time. So I'd like you to go ahead and share with what all it is you're up to here and what you have going on. Put it out there so everybody can know. And everybody out there, listen, please jump in and try to contribute to try to help this cause out.
I mean, here's what the thing is. Usually I don't do this. I don't like attention. Every year I usually take. Obviously I do stuff throughout the year, but this year I didn't want to go over a certain budget. Right now I'm probably at $11,000, but I created a GoFundMe page because a friend of mine, he introduced me to a gentleman who just lost his job. His wife is in remission from breast cancer. They have 4 kids, and he has a severance pay, but I don't know if he's a prideful man, so I don't know if he shared with the job that he, he's struggling or whatever because of his wife. But long story short, because he got fired, they don't have insurance no more, so most of the severance pay is going towards covering his wife's expenses and everything else, and so on. So once I found that out, I gave the guy $3,000, and he was appreciative and crying and everything else and so on, and worried about the holidays and so on. So it just came on my heart because since I downsized and I moved to my place in Arizona, right now I lost my man cave, so I have so much memorabilia and stuff just sitting there that I decided to raffle off my stuff and create a GoFundMe page and randomly pick people. Like if you put $1 in, I'll put your name in the box one time. If you put $100 in, I'll put your name in the box 100 times. And then I'll shake the box up and do it live on a Facebook page and so on, and Facebook Live, and then I'll just pick something, and then after that, I'll probably work something out with Skip so we can, auction off some more stuff. But
it'll be fun.
For the most part, but even that, but on top of this family, what else would I do is I usually go down to social services, which I've done this year, and I usually pick 2 or 3 families. This year, because of the situation, I only picked 1 family, and then I picked another family from my son's school. So technically this year, I'm sponsoring 3 families. And like I said, I'm already in the whole thing. Probably about, if I add up the numbers, probably about 9 to 11 grand if I do stuff, because I've been going shopping all day, and when my son is at school and stuff. But whatever the difference is, I was trying to raise 5 grand on my GoFundMe page, which is usually all over all my social media. Kennedy73 on Instagram, Kennedy73 on Twitter, and my Facebook name is facebook.com/gbear, and you'll find me and so on there. I'm enjoying it for the most part. I didn't think I'll have the turnout that I'm having, even though I'm at the halfway point for the most part. I think I'm at maybe 2,300 or something like that out of the 5 grand. But I've been having a good time because I've been, it's not about, I guess it's not about being relevant or nothing like that. I guess I'm having a good time because I'm interacting with the fans. And I love the fact that I love the fact that I'm able to give the memorabilia to people who actually want to help people, and they'll appreciate whatever it is that they'll get. So if I'm able to make sure I take care of these 3 families, but then also make sure I can, pick the one, I'm gonna do a drawing on Christmas Eve. But I also have this upcoming Friday. I'm just having fun with it. Last night I said,
that's great.
Yeah, last night I said the next 5 donors I'll give a signed picture to. So today I had pictures printed out and so on for the next 5 guys, and I got 3 guys and a girl and so on, and they inboxed me their address and so on, and I'll sign them, and tomorrow I'll mail them out.
That's
but then
great.
when Penn State got selected to the Rose Bowl and stuff, then I have 3 of my Penn State jerseys framed up with Coach Paterno pictures in them and everything else and so on, but I have another 4 of them that I just have, just folded up in my boxes and stuff. So I said, okay, well, next weekend for everyone who who donates, I'm going to just do a special Penn State raffle, and then next Friday I'm going to pick someone, and hopefully they're Penn State and everything else and so on, and then I'll just mail them the jersey out Saturday, and they'll have them before the Rose Bowl.
Oh, that's awesome.
To have a personal customized jersey, Penn State gameplay and everything else and so on, game for the Rose Bowl.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Jimmy, I want to put out those web address. We got to get them up on our website too. LionsLive.com, folks. We'll put them up on our website as well. And Jimmy, you text them to me. I'll make sure you get them up on our website, LionsLive.com. And we go ahead and let everybody know what they are again, Jimmy.
Oh, what, my social media?
Yes.
My Facebook is gbear73. Jimmy Kennedy. I'm sure tons of Jimmy Kennedys, but I know it's facebook.com/gbear73. And my Instagram is @Kennedy73 or Kennedy73, and my Twitter as well is Instagram Kennedy73.
That's awesome. Yeah, get out there, folks. Contribute to this and help these families out. Jimmy, that's awesome. Yeah. Have a big heart, man, and reaching out to families this time of year and a time of need is awesome. And,
man, you know what it is? Skip? I count my blessings. I'm in a great situation. I was able to go to a great institution, get my college degree and so on. I'm a single dad. I have fun. Obviously I have issues with my body from playing this game and stuff, but because I have a Penn State education and so on, I was able to do by my funds and so on, and this is just my way of showing. Like I said, it's not just about showing the holidays, because I had an unexpected family, so if I didn't have that family, I've done this every year since 2003.
Wow. That's awesome.
You know, like I've been a part of the adoption exchange for kids who haven't got placed, to make sure that I provided funds for them year round and so on. I've done, like, I didn't even know, like, one year I've done something with battered women or battered woman shelter, and I didn't know until actually I was a part of it that they have like a car service thing for people, for blind people.
Wow.
Like, I remember getting rid of a couple of vehicles, and it was just like, well, you could donate to this blind program and so on. So I've done a lot of stuff. I just don't. I do it from the heart, and I don't like attention, so that's why this is so hard for me. Even when I know I have you saying, "Hey, let's do the auction site," and so on. For me, it's just like I'm still Jimmy Kennedy. I'm still just me. Sometimes I can't, you know, like I had Dan the fan say, "Hey, I give you $150 for that Penn State jersey," and I'm just like, man, I'd rather you just give me $1 and just take a chance and just win. Like, you know, think about it. You know, and if I raise $200, if I raise $100, then I'm happy because someone won my jersey for $1. You know, I know I'm $50 short of the cost, but how awesome is that you won my jersey for $1 or so on, you know? But then also that $1 went towards, you know, helping the family and everything else, because every dollar counts.
Right.
So it's just something that's been heavy on my heart, and like I said, I don't do it for attention.
I know that.
You know, everyone's telling me, oh, well, you're going to get blessings and so on. It's coming back to you. I don't do it for that either.
Yep.
I do it just to help because I like seeing people happy, and I understand what it's like to struggle. I've been there before.
Right. There's a lot of joy in giving, man. A lot of joy in it. Yep, absolutely, man. That is awesome. And, well, you know, there's a market out there for sports memorabilia, you know, and yeah, it's amazing when sometimes what things can bring. So sometimes,
man, I was going through my stuff. I was finding all types of stuff. I got a sign. I have a signed Joe Montana with every Super Bowl ticket that he ever played in.
Wow.
And he signed the jersey.
No kidding.
I have a signed Randall McDaniels Hall of Fame ball. I have a Joe Theismann ball signed. I have Randall Cunningham. I have Chris Carter. Like, I was going through my stuff like, wow, man, I got all this. I have a signed Muhammad Ali gloves. Like, I have so much
that's
stuff.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I've seen some of that
a signed Kurt Warner Rams helmet.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
I have a Lando Pace signed ball. Like,
yeah.
Aeneas Williams.
That's pretty wild. You know, I
have a signed Aeneas Williams Cardinal helmet. I was like, man, I don't know if you saw my one video where I had a signed pair of Wranglers from Brett Favre. Yeah, man, I have a lot of stuff.
Real comfortable jeans, right?
yeah, and they my size too.
Oh, that's great. That's great. That's pretty wild. You know, I've done some memorabilia stuff in auctions in the past, some Muhammad Ali, and I actually sold some properties and some personal property stuff for three-time Super Bowl winner Big E. Williams from the Cowboys. And Eric's a great guy, and you know, you play in the league like you guys did for as long as you do, man. You got tons of stuff. And he's joking me sometimes, saying, "Hey, man, how about selling auction off some of my rings?" I'm like, I said, "Look, dude," I said, "I got a national championship ring in it," and I said, "I don't care how bad it gets." And I was just joking.
Yeah,
he's doing good, but I'm just saying, I don't care how bad it gets. I'm not going to do that, man. I'm passing that on to my family. Those are things you want to keep.
Yeah, that's the family. Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a market for it out there. It's amazing how fans. Well, you know, Dan the fan, man, he's already wanting to bid already. You know.
Yeah.
And he didn't put it up for auction. So there's a market for stuff, and sometimes, you know, it's great to have raffles like that, and that's a great way to run it too. And then sometimes, you know, just if people want to bid on it and let the market value take care of it through auction, that's great too. Because we're donating that, by the way, too, folks. We're donating that. We're not profiting anything from this. Is all going towards charity. So.
Yeah, every dollar that you donate will not go in my pocket. Is going towards the family and so on. I'm getting gift cards. I'm not just trying to get no stuff from the Salvation Army or anything like that. I'm actually going to Target and Walmart and Old Navy's and so on. I have the right size for one boy. He's 11 years old. We just got him a PlayStation Pro
Wow.
With,
Oh, man,
yeah, so I'm getting them some nice stuff, and man, so I'm getting them some good stuff, and it is what it is.
That's awesome. These kids today, man, these games, man, I don't know how they play them half the time, man. You gotta be a rocket scientist just to figure out what buttons to push on them games. That's some cool stuff these kids have today to play with. Because we grew up in there, or at least I grew up in there back when Pong came out, and then Atari and television and stuff like that. Where now today, man, it's like all 3D. They're wearing these goggles and things, playing games, and I'm like, wow, this is pretty wild the way things have come with technology. So
yeah,
these kids today, man, they got a nice. See, I bet your son wouldn't even know what an arcade is. See, but now you were probably here still Penn State. Did they still have the arcades downtown when you were here?
Did we have arcades at Penn State?
Yeah, did they have they didn't have arcades? Okay, so you're
nope.
Yeah, man, I guess you're a decade behind me yet still. Back in our day, we used to have the arcades downtown, all the video games, Campus Casino, Playland, stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
And it's where you went to play the video games. You went to where you played the pinball and all those cool games and stuff. And I still remember, you remember Gary Brown running back? Probably Penn State, maybe before your time. But I grew up, he came to Penn State a year after I did. And he'd be down there all the time hanging out playing arcade games. And I always wondered, like, when does he go to class, man? he didn't have to. He went to the Houston Oilers, but that's too funny. But yeah, that's kind of like the guys today with this. And I was going to say Sega, but now it's not even Nintendo, or is it a Xbox and everything that's out there? It's pretty cool stuff. I wish if I ever retire, or if I ever take a break from what I'm doing, maybe I'll try to pick up a game and learn how to play something. But the problem is they get addicted, I guess. Everybody gets addicted to it. They got to play it all the time. And then nothing gets done. So, but that's the way they build them. That's really cool, Jimmy. I mean, we're going to put it up on our website, lionslife.com, folks. Get out there and try to help these families out and raise some funds for them. And, we're hoping to hear from Yaacov tonight, because maybe he's still on his way back from Indy. I hope he's made it back by now safe. We wanted to get a report from him what it was like there at the game. So we meant to do that again next week. We'll get him on here, and we'll get that report. And then, we're down to only one game to pick this week, Jimmy.
Yeah, you know who I'm going with.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll tip my hat first. I'm going to pick Navy. So even though I did 4 years in the Marine Corps and 6 years in the Army National Guard, I'm a Navy guy. I like Navy over Army. So which one are you? Which one? I'm kind of nervous because I've seen the Army play a couple of games this year, but I'm not sure. I know back in the day, Navy used to be a high-power offense. Are they still running that high-power offense? Well, they're still running they're obviously it's an option type of offense. I love the option offense. I think they're playing it better than the Army is. What's
Navy's record? I haven't seen them this year.
Good question. They had some good wins. I think they beat Notre Dame. Let's take a look here and see what they got going on. See what the midshipmen been doing. They're 9-3. The Army is 6-5. So
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going with Navy.
That's
not because they're not because Army is 6-5, but I know if Navy's still running that option offense, and I like them.
Right,
9-3. That's a good record.
Let me see here, Navy, and I'm going to see who they played this year. As far as Central Wednesday, they beat Notre Dame 28-27 as a big win for them. Their record, they don't play any real tough teams. They beat SMU 75-31, East Carolina 66-31. Tulsa, who did they lose to? They lost to South Florida 52-45. Who's the other loss? They lost to Air Force. I can't believe they lost to the Chair Force 28-14.
Yeah.
How did they do that? Man, they actually did real well this year. They had to be going to a bowl game. They lost to Temple. They lost to Temple 34-10.
That was a good one. Temple won the conference, right?
Yeah. So they played pretty good ball. Now here's another one that's weird for them, too. On the 23rd, they're going to play Louisiana Tech. They got a long season.
Oh, wow.
That is December 23rd. Is that a bowl game?
I'm not sure. I don't know. With 9 wins, are they playing? I don't know. That late will not win?
Game. That's your bowl game. Armed Forces, Armed Forces Bowl, December 23rd. You know, we're used to playing the bowl games like close. We're thinking New Year's Eve, New Year's games. This is actually an early bowl game, December 23rd. We're going to be playing the Louisiana Tech Bulldogs. So Armed Forces Bowl, December 23rd at Fort Worth, Texas. So, they had a pretty good season, man. Pretty good season. The Army, on the other hand.
Hey, La Tech is pretty good, too.
Are they?
They're pretty solid. I like Louisiana Tech. La Tech is I remember when we played them back in the day. They usually play tough.
Okay.
You don't think that that they're gonna do much to Stone, but they always show up to play. I mean, I used to look at them like Detroit. They play hard through the first 3 quarters. you gotta survive that.
Yeah.
What I do worry about this week though, Skip, is Penn State. Like I've been saying all year, they start slow when we're on the road.
Yeah.
And I told you I told you guys that I worry about bowl games, just like this last championship game. I worried about it, and we started slow, but then we always make halftime adjustments and come out and play well. I don't think we can do that against. I know we've been great at it so far, but I would like to see us start fast and throwing versus USC in this bowl game.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a good game. I think we'll do our picks, get everybody back on here in the next week or so. As it gets closer, we're a ways out yet. We got plenty of football to talk about next week. We'll run through our bowl lineup next week. We can go down through all the different bowl games, do our picks with that next week. We'll get everybody back on here, and we'll get our report from Yaacov, who's there firsthand, and share what his experience is like there, being on the field, being at the game on the field down there with Penn State when they were at the bowl game. So we missed him tonight. We'll get him for sure next week, folks. So we've been doing good, Jimmy. Man, we made great time. Fastest hour in college football, man. This flies when you have fun, right?
Hey, we should have an ID coming up right now, right?
Well, we're going to have an ID here. Actually, I think we can our ID is 59. Actually, it's in 1 minute. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you've been watching. Yeah, I'm actually watching right now. It'll be flagging up on here any second, folks. Yeah, it's one of those things you have to do in radio, folks, where you have to give this legal station an ID break thing so the FCC doesn't fine you and all that type of stuff. And we're counting down here towards it. But you're listening to Lions Live, the only network built by the players for you, the fans. We're not a podcast, and we are not pre-recorded. We are live, broadcasting here in Magnum Broadcasting Studios in State College. And it's been a lot of fun being able to come in here each week, talk Penn State football. We're all former players. We're not specialized broadcast people like that, but we've been learning as we go, and it's been a lot of fun. We're really thankful to be able to do that each week, both streaming on the internet and on AM and FM here in State College, Pennsylvania, and a few other stations in other areas. But we're going to be right back here after this legal ID break, so please stand by.
Call clickgranger.com or stop by. Granger, for the ones. News Talk 970 WBLF Bellefonte State College and all new at 106.3 FM W292 EC Altoona Bellefonte State College WBLF AM and FM. Depend on it.
All right, we're back here, Lions Live. Thanks for holding in there with us, folks, for that station identification. My name's Skip Dreibelbis, the Grizz, Jimmy Kennedy. We're wrapping things up here. Jimmy's out there in Arizona, and I'm here at State College, and we're winding down our program here tonight. It's been a lot of fun here, and we made our picks. And any closing comments you have here, Jimmy, for us as we wind it down here tonight?
What do you say, man?
I said any closing comments here tonight as we wind things up.
Man, when it's all said and done, I just congratulations to Penn State. I think they did well. Congratulations to Coach Franklin and their staff. It was a great season. I'm proud of the boys, and let's go get one more.
Right on. Great season, Penn State football team. Congrats, Coach Franklin, man. Well done. Sporting News Coach of the Year. In all of our hearts, a great guy, and so thankful to have you here, Coach, and we look forward to many more years. Folks, you're listening to Lions Live, the only network built by players for the fans. You've been listening to Jimmy Kennedy, the Grizz. My name's Skip Dreibelbis. So get big dude Stephen Davis. Yaacov Israel back on next week. Thanks for joining us. Y'all travel and be safe. Lord bless and keep you. We'll see you back here again next week on Lions Live.
That's it, but finishing up this haircut, man. I'll call you later.
Sounds good, Jimmy. Take care.
Jill Schneider, a federal judge in Michigan, lifting an order.
And we bring you back into our regular scheduled programming, folks. You've been listening to Lions Live. We're going to turn you back into Dana on WBLF here in State College. Thanks for joining us.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I like